Hey guys, welcome back to a special Cinco de Mayo episode of Cocktail with Curt.
Hey, Cinco de Mayo.
Nice of you to join us. Cheers.
Cheers, cheers. Let's taste. Let's see how you did. He's the bartender of the family.
I know I make a good drink, so
All right, now.
you can confirm it, but I know I do.
All right.
Having margaritas, I guess in celebration of Cinco de Mayo.
Right. How do you like our new setup? Well, we really stepped up the production value.
We relocated to another area in our house. They do anything for clout.
Yeah. So we moved from the kitchen down to the basement. But as you can see, it actually goes with the theme. Cocktails with Curt, right?
Yep. Say it again.
Cocktails with Curt.
All right.
So we have, if you notice in the background too, it's ironic because we got this painting when we had Gizmo and then Gigi, who is our boxer. So actually at the time we got it for the boxer, if you guys see in the middle. And ironically on the right-hand side or the left, depending on where you're looking at it, there's a Frenchie on there. And we ended up getting two Frenchies for Christmas. So I don't know what the other dog is, but
we won't be getting that one.
I think we're done. I think we're done. Our family is complete with these boxers and Frenchies.
So another week has passed, and we have another round of topics that I think we picked.
Yeah.
I think this week what we did a little differently was we kind of took the questions that we got and the inquiries that we received through, you guys giving us calls and DMs and all of that. And I think we kind of framed them up almost into like categories.
Categories, yeah.
Versus questions. And let's see, we'll try it this way. And, let us know in the comments if this works for you guys, or if you want us just to go through questions or, mix it up for you. Let us know. We definitely want to know, what you guys want to see and hear from us.
So this category that we're going to start off with, it's called reality check. And it's going to be surrounding three factors: a pre-qualification, a pre-approval, and a good faith estimate. So really putting people not in check, but a reality check on what each one of these means. So let's start with what's a pre-qualification.
So a pre-qualification is actually the easiest of the three, really, to get, I would say. So basically what that is you call a lender and you just tell the lender how much you make, and they may or may not even ask you for an income statement. They may just take your word for it at that point. And then based on that,
it goes into a pre-approval.
Well,
that the pre-approval is basically, like you said, the pre-qualification, you tell them
and they take your word for it.
And
they'll say, okay, if you tell them you make $50,000, they'll say, okay, well then you'll be qualified.
They'll look at your credit, the score, but they don't delve deep into it.
But there's very little value in a pre-qualification, so
it's really not worth
the paper that you get it on. Yeah.
So next, they'll probably say within 3 to 5 days, send us verifiable proof, which is tax returns, W-2s, 1099s.
And at that point, they're going to run your credit.
Yeah. They've already run your credit with a pre-qual, but they're going to look deeper into it. Yeah. Okay, your score is one thing, but there might be some things that you have to resolve. And then what we'll talk about after this is we're going to give you an example. We're not going to name any names because we don't believe in that. We just want to give you an example of situations that we've come across. So tell them about a hypothetical and actually a real life situation recently that we came across.
So a real life situation is we have a client, client's great couple, and they got their pre-approval.
What was it, $500,000?
They got pre-approved for about $500,000, but they knew that they didn't want to spend $500,000, so they felt like they were comfortable with spending $400,000.
Yeah.
So
we were actually looking, high threes to maybe a little bit over 4 if it had everything.
Right. So finally, of course, leave it to us, we find them the perfect home.
It was a really nice house.
It was a really nice home, and it was right at what they wanted to spend.
Yep.
Or so they thought.
Yeah, and then because they went through one of our lender referrals, we actually said, what you should do before we submit an offer is get what's called a good faith estimate. Want to tell them a little bit about that?
So a good faith estimate is basically a breakdown of everything that you're going to need. Well, it's a couple of things. One, it gives you an estimate based on the taxes and that the county of that home.
Gonna be.
It kind of gives you just an overall, what would your monthly payment be?
Right.
In the form, what would your mortgage payment
It's
be?
going to give you like, it's an estimate, but it's
close
pretty
estimate.
close.
It's a pretty
I haven't
close
seen
estimate.
things like be off by $300 or $400, maybe within $100 radius,
Right.
because they don't know about, the exact location, what the taxes are they going to go up by the time you close, those type of things.
But it's a pretty
good estimate.
And I think also in that, and keep me honest, but also in that, it'll also tell you how much you're gonna have to come to closing with.
Yes.
On that house.
Yes,
So
the cash to close.
The cash to
That's
close.
the all important number. But even more than that number, what are you paying on a monthly basis? And that was the rude awakening in this situation, right?
So going back to what I said in the beginning, they got pre-approved for $500,000. They knew hands down they did not want to spend $500,000, but somewhere, somehow, they came up with a number. We want to get $400,000. We want to go up to $400,000
Yeah.
without knowing what a $400,000 a month payment will look like.
And it probably should have been, like, again, we're always talking about learnings on all end. And this is why we're sharing with you guys, because when you go through the pre-approval process, you also want to talk about what you're comfortable paying. And that doesn't mean, like, say you're paying $1,200 in a rent payment, that it's going to be as feasible to get, especially at a $500,000 price point, a $1,200 payment. Like, let's be real, right? But if you're willing to say,
Reality check.
reality check, which we labeled this,
Yeah.
it's like, but if I'm comfortable, say around $2,500, but what was the reality check in that situation?
Well, the reality check was, number one, a $400,000 home was not anywhere near what would have been a comfortable payment.
It was like off by like at least $700 to $800.
Yeah.
So that like changed everything.
Changed the search, the type,
Location was huge,
right?
right? Because this is a very nice area, like good schools, all that kind of stuff, given flexibility, good for both of their jobs.
And it's not to say that there aren't properties in areas like that.
Right.
The difference is not for that same square footage.
Right.
Not for. I mean, you definitely have.
If you wanted a 5-bedroom, you're gonna have to like consider a 3-bedroom. You might have to consider a townhouse product. A condo product. So it could change everything. So when people call us all the time and say, like, this is a reality check situation, because they could say, I'm open to a single family or condo. I got pre-approved for $500,000, but what's the product that you really want? Yeah. Single family and townhouse are two totally different things.
So I think what I would say is to you guys out there as a lesson, when you go for your pre-approval, regardless of what that number is, even if the number is a higher amount than you thought you would get, or if it's lower, whatever you get, tell the lender regardless what monthly payment you're comfortable having, and have them give you a number based on that, because you could get pre-approved for $1 million, but if you know that you can't spend more than $2,000 a month, then that really doesn't matter. So ask the lender, based on what you're comfortable paying on a monthly basis, what house or what price point fits that budget.
Yeah, and be realistic about it. I mean, like I said, if somebody that did get qualified for $500,000, like this couple, they were very diligent with their credit, very good, like didn't believe in a lot of debt, had really good income.
There's nothing wrong, except that now they realize what their budget.
Right. Well, there's other things that they wanted to do. You never want to be
maxed out.
What do they call it? Like a slave to your house payment.
Right.
Because like life happens. You're gonna want to, maybe start another business, travel. If you got kids, right?
There's a lot. And I think we talked about this in another video about you never want to go into the situation with your budget already at max.
At max, yeah.
You always want to go in and give yourself enough breathing room, because as we said,
property taxes,
everything goes up.
Homeowners insurance,
everything goes up. So if you go in with no room to go up, you're going to be in a foreclosure or short sale situation.
Which we'll talk about in another topic.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, at another point. But
so to summarize, because we're running out of time, pre-qualification, that's how it starts, within probably 3 to 5 days. It could be sooner, just providing them the documents to get the pre-approval. And then the big thing, reality check, get that.
Good faith estimate.
All right, guys.
Catch you on the next one.
Yep, catch you on the next video. Cheers, Mr. Russell.
Cheers.